Yo, what's good? What's good? Hey, we back in the lab, and look who we got on cam. I know y'all always see him. He be on cam too, so I can't say he behind cam. But he is running his own network though. You know, GPSN and GPS. You know, the clothing brand. You know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we got my boy Larry Keith.
How you doing, man?
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm saying how you doing, man. I already know how you doing, but it's like throughout the week we probably talk about like 4 times, whether it's networking wise or equipment, because I sure be asking you, because now that I'm in the space that I'm in now, I sure be hitting you up a lot, and I just be like, man, hey, you know what this is, and it be the simplest stuff, but you
Right.
come through, man. So yeah, I appreciate that just to start off. But man, what up with you, man?
What up? So look, I don't know if people really know too much about your backstory, you know what I'm saying? So I do want to get into that for a second.
Oh yeah.
So just let everybody know, like, where you from, you know what I'm saying? How you came
man, I was born and raised in the beginning in Southside St. Louis. That's where I was from. It's funny I haven't thought about that, but yeah, I'm from South St. Louis, and I was born. It was a fun transition, growing up in the city in a fast paced lane.
Yeah.
But also, when the time I moved back down here to Mississippi to be with my dad, like my mom moved down here and stuff. So going from a city lane to Oxford, not saying Oxford's slow, I fell in love with it because in the city I never seen a 4-wheeler. When I moved down here, it was back roads and 4-wheelers and all that. I said, you know what? Hey, this way better. So yeah, I'm originally from St. Louis, but I moved to Oxford, and then ever since then I just been in Oxford, man, and just doing, I guess, what you would say, the Oxford thing. I went to school down here.
Yeah.
Played basketball. Went to college for basketball. Did a couple of little transfers. Ended up graduating with a degree in psychology. And
where you graduate from?
Oh man, I don't want to put too much pressure on it, man. But Harrisville State University in St. Louis. And got to where I'm at now, you know what I mean? So I just pretty much just been chilling. I didn't know if I wanted to be in the work field because I went from Metro PCS to cricket and moved up in the fields in there. I didn't know if I wanted to be in that lane, and from there I just pretty much jumped into the contents.
Yeah, but see, a lot of people don't know, hey, back in the day, Larry Keith came from you dropping them hits back in the day too. Like, you used to do a little music back in the day too, right?
And I shout out to my boy Elo.
Yeah. Shout out to Elo.
It was necessarily, when it came to the music, I ain't never take it serious.
Yeah.
I was just a kid that was just very animated.
Right.
And back then, my favorite rapper, this is like 2008 Gucci Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you could get the 2008 Gucci Man swag and how he was coming with his punchlines and all that, because at that time I believe it was on the really only 2 hottest rappers around that time was Gucci Man and Lil Wayne. So yeah, I on the bus would freestyle and do all that type of stuff, make everybody laugh, and also got in the studio with it, but I never took it serious. It was just a thing to do. I wouldn't say to fit in, but yeah, basically to fit in. But I will say this: all my music that I made back then, if you hear it or if you hear somebody listen to it, it's recited. You know what I mean? Like when they whoever hear my old music, they know it. They recite every word. So I ain't gonna put too much pressure on it. I ain't saying I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? But whatever I did, motherfuckers, they be reciting shit. You know what I mean?
Right. So you was doing music. It was probably like college years. So while you doing music, like, what made it just a transition? So okay, like, was you doing the music and then you came up with the GPS, or was it just something that happened after the music was over with?
Oh man, with the music, like I said, I never took it serious. It was just a little extra.
Cause I just remember getting your name out there. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. With the music, it was just fun. I figured out how to have a studio, and really was just having fun. But with the GPS, this is the real.
Yeah, let's get into that. Let's get into GPS and how that started and how that came about.
Man, this is a true story. This is the origin story of GPS. I moved to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Once I moved to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, I did not know what the hell I was doing down there, man. So there was a mall. Shout out to Hattiesburg, man, because this is funny. There was a mall in Hattiesburg. I went through that whole mall and applied for jobs. I ended up getting a job at this place called Spencer's, and then I ended up getting this job at this place called Journeys. And I would work day and basically all day at the mall. You know what I'm saying?
So
but
going
from job to job. Yeah. But the background to that was I was working at Spencer's, and one of my duties was I used to have to fold shirts, and I used to have to unload the truck, and then once I get the shirts, take them out the package, put it on the folding little thing, and put it right there. And I just was always amazed at the t-shirt wall that Spencer had. They had from every category that you would need.
Right.
And then at that time, Jordans were being released, so people would come in and like whatever Jordan was released, they would get the Jordans, and then they would come down to Spencer's and try to get a shirt. You know what I'm saying, to match it. So the whole time when I was in Spencer's, I was like, bro, I want stuff like this. I want my own brand. You know, at that time I didn't even know it was a brand. I was like, I want my own shirts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it started there, and it just was a blueprint. But from that point of me working at Spencer's, I started off just as a regular associate for just a worker, and I worked my way up to being a manager and just managing the store. And from that point, that's when it was like, oh yeah, okay, I know how to order, I know how to receive shipments, I know how to sell, I know how to promote, I know how to fold and all this. I know how to have this many categories.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened. I had it in my mind. I ended up having to move back to Oxford with that ideal in my mind. And when I moved back to Oxford at the time, if you know how Oxford is, man, it'd be hard trying to find a job sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So when I got down here, I pushed it. I was working at Walmart. Shout out to Shad V. Shout out to my boy Johnny Bands. We was unloading the trucks, and it was to a point where we was all about to go our separate ways. And it was like, all right, we about to leave here. What we about to do? I said, man, I'm about to sell these shirts. I'm about to get these shirts off. You know what I'm saying? And Johnny went wherever he had to go. Shavy did what he had to do, and that's when it happened.
Okay, but how did you come up with the concept and name of GPS? Like, what is GPS? Like,
GPS is something that anybody can do. Of course, just in general, when you hear GPS, what do you think?
You think
directions or trying to. So off top is a directional thing, but GPS stands for grinding, plotting, stacking. Okay. And if you doing all that, you GPSing. You know what I mean? Because you gotta have a grind, and off the grind you plot it off of it, and then off that you receive the money or the whatever it is, and you just stacking.
Yeah.
So that's just a lifestyle that I lived off of, and sometimes with GPS, you might not be doing it all at once, but you might be in the G right now where you just grinding. You might be in the season of the P where you plotting and ain't making that. Now you in the season of stacking. And so
you bring it all together.
Yeah, so I just always try to spread that and put it out there. So that's pretty much where GPS came from.
Gotcha. So all right. Now, how did you, because I just love the, the designs. How do you be coming up with all these designs for you? Because, you come out, then a week later, you got another design. It's hype, too, you know what I'm saying?
Man, it's going to be so many shout-outs in this interview with the questions. But shout out to my guy, Rob. This was an era of time when me and him was roommates. This was the first time Donald Trump, and look, I might come off as a bad person. This is the first time Donald Trump became the president. My first prints, shout out to I call her the print lady, but my first prints was Donald Trump t-shirts for a fraternity.
Okay.
But I will put the finesse in it, the finagle. You know what I mean? Like I got double paid for it. You know what I mean? So it was like, oh, you did some Donald Trump, but yeah, I made my first ever sale off. They gave me the logo and just needed shirts to put it on, and me being the middleman, if I can make $1,100 off of that,
right,
I'm about to print some. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, from that point, I started off the classic GPS logo, just GPS with the arrows pointing out, and I was just cool with that. But it went back to the point of me working at Spencer's and just remembering different categories and all that, and I was like, yeah, you just can't box yourself in. Because I will say this, and it might be game I could be giving out, but when most people start a clothing brand, whatever logo that is that they make for that brand, that's what they push, and they put themselves in a box. And it's like, okay, this is all we got. This all I got is something to say GPS. And I was like, nah, I got to put my own flair to it. So we can go back to the Colin Kaepernick days from when he first took a knee. You know what I'm saying? I had a shirt for that, and once that shirt took off, I was like, all right, it ain't necessarily just gotta be GPS. They know it's me off top. They know it's GPS because it's when you go to my website, you gotta type GPS in. So I was like, let me offer them more. And just from my upbringing, man, and cartoon memories, you know, like people wouldn't even know it. I'm a skateboarder. I'm a BMXer.
Okay.
Like I be across the street from the library. I be over there. You know what I mean?
Skate park.
Yeah. So I'm that. I like anime. I love wrestling. You know what I mean? So if you go look at my catalog and you go look at anything, it's bouncing off of that. So sometimes I might have a vibe that might catch this demographic, but let me catch the skateboarding community and drop this right here. Oh, let me drop a Terry Funk t-shirt for the wrestling community. You know what I mean? And before you know it, rather than just aiming at this demographic and getting not all their funds, but just, you know, getting from them, I'm you know what I mean, I'm grabbing everywhere. So that's why it was always every week, every day.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he got a new t-shirt because, man,
new colors.
Yeah, hey. But with that takes money, man. And I will say that because from the beginning, at my mindset, I was thinking, when you said you got it, you gotta have it. So you gotta have it. So now some ideas might have like, you know what I'm saying? But now I got 10 Gildan, Jim Ross, WWF t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I spent to get it, you know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody.
Yeah.
So.
Because I remember you having like, man, orders. Like you had a lot of orders. Like you were sitting out of state, and you had to get the storage unit to keep all your units.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that was a dumb idea because I should have got the AC storage unit, didn't dry one.
Yeah,
a lot of molded material.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. But in the sense of that, I would say this: if I just only push towards Oxford, and with the next statement that I say, I don't want it to come off as hate or anything like that. But when I first came out, and this goes back to my homie Rob, shout out to him. It was me. It was a one-man gang, and there was a point of time where every week, Wednesday through Saturday, we would go on the square, and I was using that as promotion. Okay. I was up against some people, and I ain't gonna say it was a competition, but they were there too. At that time there was a brand called Foxtrot and the Black Igloo. You know what I mean? And it was like, all right, so I can't keep coming out. I was taking notes, and I was like, okay, every time I come out here, Foxtrot and Black Igloo, they got somebody, but it's like, oh, that person wearing it, but it's the same logo. So from that point, You know what I mean? I just pretty much was like, I gotta have different stuff and do all that. But in the midst of all that, I caught myself having all that stuff and not making no sales. Like they were making in towns. I was, and I would say I was in competition with them. They probably didn't even notice me, but I was noticing that they was getting in town sales and I wasn't getting in town sales. And next thing you know, I did an audible and I was getting the out of town sales. So what I'm trying to say is, sometimes your city might not mess with you. You know what I'm saying? You might have your homies, you know, and you can testify to this. You might have your homies who would get rocket stuff and do all that, but that's promotional and supportive of them to do that. You know what I'm saying? If they really rock with you.
But it's not really sustainable.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't really just bringing the income in. So like I said, man, this was before Instagram became what it was. That's when I found out what networking really was, and I was just looking up every boutique, and I was actually taking losses in my orders. I would pay, say, I'm giving an example. If something cost me $100, I would sell it for $50, but I knew the quality of it and knew the people would accept it. So that's why I was getting my bucks off. You know what I'm saying? So much. So I started networking on Instagram and doing all that, sending a lot of free stuff out, and before I knew it, it's a weird feeling to have success, but then your city where you stay in, it's like I just got off 500 t-shirts, but in my city I just sold 6. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's where the origin of GPS, the history of it, and all of that. But it's a cool thing for us when it comes with the t-shirts and all that and that merch. But I will say this before, if you don't have any more questions about that, it's so hard to sell merch now because everybody's doing it.
It's more saturated now.
Man, I'm talking about washed down. Like it's been re-rocked so many times.
What do you think about like the evolution of like companies like Teespring or something? They give people, you know, they don't even gotta, you know, they don't even come up with the logos and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They'll get them to put a little logo on there for them. They don't gotta hold the inventory. You know,
it's smart because overall, I got to a point with the t-shirts where I was like, man, I'm doing all this. I was like, I just want to get to a point, to example of what Teespring doing. I support it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would be me trying to give off my next moves of what I'm trying to do. I totally I get the evolution of it. I just when I started doing t-shirts, and it's also with the podcasting and all that, when I started doing that for us, was just trying to have a website and a brand, not just a t-shirt.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I was 3 years ahead of time. So when I was doing it, I might look like a jerk off or like, who do you think he is and all this type of stuff. I was like, I just don't know. Now, if you look at the concept of if you was to start a brand right now, the steps of what I did back then are the steps that would have, not saying I created because it was other pioneers, but I'm just saying in this area, like most people, when they start a brand, they just think it's one logo. But when you start, you gotta have a logo, you gotta have a street team, you gotta have a networking system, website if you want to cut the middleman out for us with social media and just get engagement and all that. So it's like that's what they be doing. And man, I miss the t-shirt lady. I hate she moved. I know she's on different ventures in her life, but when she was here, man, she helped me so much. It was to a point in time where I come up, like you said, I'll come up with a logo, and then I'll go to her and just get a master copy, which would be for myself. Then I said, let me go out tonight. I go out, take a picture, post it on Instagram. I'll see the engagement. You know what I'm saying? I have the prototype on the website. I go on the website and look. 16 orders. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and go. Let me go ahead and
you use it as a way to. You can go to her and test out a shirt.
Yeah.
And see how it does.
Yeah.
Okay,
and so, man, it was amazing. But that's why, like I said, I took a break from it because I had to take a break because I was focusing on a more personal reason. But now that I'm back and I'm in the lane, man, I know what to do. I want to keep on with this networking that I'm doing for us with the podcast and then trying to get these visuals out.
So you thinking about bringing the t-shirts back, like the apparel in general?
Yeah. And I've been doing test runs. Cause
you know I need one. I've been asking for years.
But the same way. Like you need one. Yeah. You gave me the Fury workout compression shorts. Man, I appreciate it. Man, I've just been doing test runs, and I'll give you. I went to a certain store in Oxford and made a couple purchases on some t-shirts. Probably about like 6 t-shirts, 6 of the same t-shirts. Returned them, but put my t-shirts on them with my tag and my. Hey, yeah.
All you gotta do is you gotta do something.
Put them in the store right now. I know this because this in particular design, I specifically made it for this reason. And what do you know? I randomly, out of those amount of shirts I put in there, I seen them. And then also sometimes when I clean my storage out, like I said, I went to the Goodwill and I dropped like a 70 piece, slightly damaged, you know what I'm saying? But I dropped off a 70 piece to them. So it was whatever they get off of their profit, they might sell the shirt for $2 or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I'll say that I've never been in it about the money. I just been in.
That's a good idea. That's a gem right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I go to the Goodwill and just get my stuff out there. But then sometimes it's funny, you will see your shirt or your design randomly, and that person not knowing that you made it or whatnot. But it is more so of a like, oh, okay. Even if it was in the Goodwill, you know what I'm saying, that I put in there.
Somebody gonna see it on.
Somebody chose to get that shirt.
Somebody chose to get it too.
And when I went to the Goodwill a week later after I put those in there, I didn't see any in there in the search section. So
now you circulating on a little bit of a loss, but it was like you said.
Like I said, you're going, and in this business, bro, and rather than looking for that gain, bro, those losses will.
Is it even a loss at the end of the day?
Not really. It's really
no different than buying an ad or.
Pretty much. Yeah. So it's just you just gotta know how to do that, man. So that's how it is with the t-shirts. But when I do come back with the t-shirts, I'm more so looking for mass production and.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I didn't go into that studying. I went into it with the mindset of money. So now that I'm back, I'm studying and learning and doing all that. So that's where I'm at with the t-shirts.
Okay. So all right, now let's transition from GPS to GPSN. Now give it how did that come about? Because I know I did an interview with you back in the day, but it wasn't. It was just GPS interviews at the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So how did you transition? To GPSN, I know you had the glow before she blew up, that was a legendary.
Honestly, a time in my life, I was working at McAllister's, and I was a prepper. This is the McAllisters that they turned into like a
clinic now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was a prepper, and I was in the midst of having my GPS t-shirts, so I was living off that, but I still needed extra cash, so I was in McAllister's prepping. And I used to have used to have my headset in while I'm cutting all the vegetables and doing all that. So I normally used to just listen to I used to go on Pandora and type in Cat Williams and just listen to whatever 5-minute skits or whatever. And then it messed around and rolled off to Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay.
And it was just some people talking. Yeah. And I was like, oh, snaps. But they talked the whole damn shift. You know what I'm saying? I was into it.
Okay,
I'm learning stuff. I said, what the hell this is? I don't know what it is, you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff. And as you know, I just subscribed to Joe Rogan. I just started listening to him. So it got to a point where I wouldn't even listen to music no more. I was just listening to Joe Rogan. I was like, oh, it's different types. I ran into the Joe Budden podcast. And then I just got into just that being my algorithms for what I listen to. So I got into the podcast and literally every morning prepping at McAllister, just listening to, and that's like, oh, this episodic type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got into it that way. I didn't know I wanted to do it because I officially started the GPS network or media was I was seeing everybody post music videos on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, or YouTube, whatever social media platform it was around that time. Everybody was posting music videos. That was it. Everybody just posting it. And I was like, man, I come from an era like the 106 and Park days, music countdowns, the MTV and Carson Daly and all that type of stuff. I was like, man, what if I came up with a way to charge, because I'm thinking about money. And this was a money grab at first. I said, what if it was a way I came up with a way to charge everybody and have all their music, you know, as a countdown. I said, I can't do a top 10 countdown because at that time, Facebook had a limit to how long the video could be.
They did.
Yeah, so I was like, normally everybody's video is like 4 minutes long. So let me do a top 5. So I started off with that. I started off with the top 5. And I didn't think it was going to work. And once I used, not necessarily guinea pigs, but I did my first top 5 countdown, and I seen the numbers that it did, and I seen the engagement and all that. I said, shit, cool, let me do it again.
Yeah. I
do it again the next week. All right, this time, now my inbox jumping a different way. You know what I mean? Like, I got everybody in there. Hey, this video, play, can you do this? How much? And like I said, it necessarily didn't start off as a money grab until I looked at my inbox and they brought the money up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, how much it cost to? I was like, well, you know what? I was doing this off the love, and you know. But now that you say it, it costs this much. You know what I'm saying? So that took off, and before I knew it, when I was in my inbox, I just had nothing but rappers. And I was like, okay, I'm getting their music off. And I'm now listening to Joe Budden do interviews. I was like, I'm gonna try to interview somebody. No lie, I put this on everything I love, man. My first interview was Loud Pack, LCB.
Yeah.
And I didn't, like I said, I did not necessarily even know the term of podcast. I just told him I wanted to interview him. Him and who his wife is now. They pulled up to my house. And this is when he was in his prime. This was prime LCB. This is loud pack, baby. You know. Yeah. And so we came over there, and he came to my house. We had the table set up. Didn't even have microphones, just a camera. And we knocked that joint out. And once I uploaded that joint, it was over with. That shout out to him. I appreciate it. And I was like, yeah, the GPS podcast, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so, yeah, that's what because it was just going to be GPS regardless. But, yeah, that's where the GPS podcast and everything came from. But I started mixing up, doing the top 5 countdowns and just branching out from people who on the countdown and just getting in, you know, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And it worked. And the only reason it worked because with the studying of it, I looked. Nobody was doing podcasting. Nobody. This was around the time when everybody was saying, hey man, Jackson, Mississippi only fuck with Jackson, Mississippi. North Mississippi, crab in the buckets. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm reaching out. I'm going to Jackson. I'm going with the opposite of Jackson. I'm going North Mississippi. I'm going south of Mississippi. I'm in Tennessee. I was somewhere everywhere, and that was one of the reasons I bumped into Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I call her what I call it the rookie year. When she got hot, I got her in her rookie year, and from that point, it Spotify wise, it took off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that's the origin and everything of how I got into the podcasting and also putting out videos.
Yeah. So now, like, what do you want to accomplish now as far as the GPSN, like just the whole network? Like, what's your vision for it? For like, just say the next 5 to 10 years, what you want GPS to turn into? What GPS in?
I had to put the N on the GPS because clearly GPS was already copyrighted. So now instead of just saying like if you doing GPS and then you doing all of it, you GPSing, I just say GPSN and just add the N. Yeah. But right now, my goal is to not be on camera. Like I wanna be behind. You know what I mean? I've got years of studying mistakes and all that, and I know what I want. I just want to have a network. I pretty much want to be in a position to, if you or anybody is like got an idea and you need a production team or a studio or somewhere to record, it might be a fee depending on our friendship, but I want to be able to provide that, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to have it to where the point, if you go on my page right now, it's just not one thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy Big Steady. We got Steady Conversations. We covered that on Sunday and Monday. Me and my homie Solo the Saint, we got the Eastbound podcast. That's a Tuesday through Wednesday. And then from there I got my interviews. And of course I don't know if I want to jump back into the content of making food reviews, but if I got to, I will. But I'm trying to add 2 more shows that has nothing to do with me. Like I'm trying to get a woman's show. Yeah. But I think another show that I want to bring on there, which I think with me and my baby mom, we're gonna bring back the Parenthood podcast. So it's like I want this network to be just more than just me interviewing people and all that. I want you, sometimes, hey, you might go to my page, and because of Big Steady, you know what I'm saying, you might have been down and you seen one of his videos and heard something he said and it brought motivation. Hey, you might be from the east side, you might be from Oxford, you hear me and Solo the Saint on the podcast and you can relate to it because, hey, you're from the east side, or you just in general from Oxford, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth with the interviews and all that. So I'm just trying to create a platform for everybody else. I'm happy and blessed to be in a position to offer it. Now, like you said, from 5 to 10 years from now, that's what I'm offering. Is now y'all got to put y'all pride to the side, you know what I'm saying, and see if you want to indulge or be part of it, you know what I mean? So that's all I'm trying to get out the GPS in, man.
Okay. Now, you said you're going to bring back the Parenthood show with your baby mama. Now, okay, I just want to talk about this, man. Mm-hmm. Why do you feel like it's so hard for, like, black culture in general to do the co-parenting thing? Or even just be, you know what I'm saying, in a relationship? Like, why did we always have this stigma of baby mama, baby daddy? Like, what's the disconnect? Why we not, you know what I'm saying, getting married no more like we used to? And
because BET had Baby Boy on repeat. You know what I'm saying? At that why. Now they're playing Pride, man. Honestly, I had to put my pride to the side because I was once in that position with my baby mom and thinking, hey, all right, we got a kid. We ain't agreeing and we ain't trying to agree, so let me flee off somewhere else. It is more so of I feel like a comfortability, like where you don't have to deal with it. Like, you don't have to deal with this situation and you can move on. But after realizing it, and just like you said, that question that you asked and realizing it, is like, Nah, bro. I ain't trying to be part of that stat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I know I did something to piss my baby mama off, and all I gotta do is really the key word to this whole episode, and I keep saying it, pride. Put your pride to the side. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I did this. Yada. If she, like this young thug say, if she don't accept it, whoop dee doo. But you know what I'm saying? But hey, if she accept it, then you can move on from there. So really, it's just a pride thing, and people just and I don't want to be religious, you know what I mean? But it's just not necessarily not going by the book, but just not having faith, you know what I mean? Because if I make a kid with you, I can't be making. Then I don't judge anybody else. I'm just not down talking. But if I make a kid with you, I can't make a kid with nobody else. You know what I mean? Like I can't spread the love like that. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at on the situation. But the culture is social media, TV shows. It's stupid shit on Netflix like Love Island. You know what I mean? It's stupid influence. Now I ain't gonna say stupid influence. Get your money by all means, but it's influence that are spurting out the opposite of what can bring closure. They make you want to go the other route. You know what I'm saying? It's so much stuff, man. But bruh, you put your pride to the side, and honestly, well, if it's not a domestic violence situation, because I don't promote nobody being that, but if you just put your pride to the side, man, it wouldn't be that. But that's just how this.
I agree.
That's just like Tupac say. That's just the way it is.
So to bring up this clip I saw, we was kind of discussing it earlier. This Brittany Renner situation.
Yeah.
Like the baby father's outside, you know what I'm saying, and he didn't do anything wrong. Came to get his child, and for some reason she had a problem with her child only having $11,000 in the child's account, while his current girlfriend, he was spending, I think she said maybe like $160,000 on something. I don't know what it was worth.
Yeah, that's a very crazy situation, because that's not the average person situation like this in Oxford that has multiple baby daddies. It's weird with her because each direction that she goes with whoever her kid of her father, the father of the kid, it's like money. You know what I mean? Like everybody. Then she just was Muslim. Then she just got out of a relationship with Kevin Gates. But prior to when she was with Kevin Gates, the baby swap seemed to be no problem. Get the kid and all. Soon as they break up and she not Muslim no more, now she got the phone out. So in her situation, I think she can do it because she got the money. You heard shit like, I ain't got 11,000 in my bank account. You know what I'm saying? I ain't 3 years old. You know what I mean? So I feel like in her situation, it's all about attention and social media and all that. But in the average female situation, is women that's out there like that, and none of they baby daddies or top tier, and it's just a very tragic situation. You know what I'm saying?
Like, do you feel like it's more of a like, man, she upset because the relationship didn't work out more than anything, or like she's just spiteful?
Nah, from my point of view, she's just making it, just knowing her and following her, she's making content and just bringing attention to herself for us to talk about. But once again,
but for the regular average female, just put a regular average female in her position that had a situation like that, what do you think? Slow. Yeah.
Especially because like she could do that and go back in the house to her money that she.
But you can't.
After you upload that video and down your baby daddy, you know what I'm saying, go clock in to Communicare or Burger King or wherever it is that you got to work. You know what I'm saying? Because. Not saying that's just how it is, but that's just how it is. So with that Brittany Renner thing, it rubs people the wrong way because they can relate to it in that in particular situation. But once that in particular situation over with, she's in a whole different tax bracket. So yeah, I would say rich. That's like some rich people stuff that they can do. But then when we look at it, they feel like we can do it too, and then it's like nah, which kind of goes back to the point of put that pride to the side. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, whatever it is that cause these conflicts, just go ahead and apologize. That's the best thing I can tell you.
Right. Yeah, I think things have just become a little bit, let's just say, too transactional between the men and the females right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who fault it is, but it as a whole, you know, I just feel like it's
I don't know. I don't know the type of transaction. I don't know if it's the $40 transaction or is it just the fact that you it's a status of having money. Man, I try to stay away from it. I've been around those type of females where you have to have a certain status, you gotta have a certain amount of money, you gotta do this, and man, it is really a headache because it's one thing to have the money to give off, but then to know that the only reason this relationship is proceeding is because of the transactional things.
Right.
It's like, man, and it's everybody's on it, man. Like, just like, not saying everybody's trying to be a content curator, but man, like most females I know right now, they are looking for an easy way out for is try to get a guy with money. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say this is the new norm, but from when it looks like people cool with it. So yeah.
Right.
Transactional relationships.
It's 2025. It wrapped up. But man, so we just had a tragedy too, though, bro. What's your thoughts about what was going on with this?
I'll say this, and I'll keep it short. I don't be too big on politics, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what was going on with how social media is today. I see so much stuff on the timelines. Like, I see so much killings and all that. When I came across that, I just was like, oh, snaps. And not necessarily saying I'm desensitized to it, but it was like, oh, and I kept on strolling. The only thing that I noticed, the aftermath was, like I said, if I don't know who a person is and I just keep seeing the name, now I'm like, okay, what's going on? Alright, so yeah, I seen the reactions of how Oxford was and the back and forth, and I don't want to say race war, but it's not necessarily even race war. It's like, I guess, your political views of what you believe in. I was seeing it and I was like, damn, you know, I'm used to seeing this on Sunday, on NFL Sunday, and we talking about our teams, you know what I'm saying? Like, people was feeling this way. So I hate it because someone lost their life, you know what I'm saying? And the thing of freedom of speech, I get that. And I'll use this as an example. I listened to a couple of his videos, and the comparison might be totally different, but I would just say this. I heard some of the stuff he said, but just imagine if this was vice versa, and I don't wish this upon him, but if it was Charleston White. Even though when Charleston White, I can be this way or I can be this way.
Yeah.
So when he's in that character and he's triggering people and saying the wrong stuff, you know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. But then, you know, sometimes when he take that character off and his voice is different and he talking correct and all that, I get that point too. But that's just like him. Like, what if that was Charleston White? He's just down there at Tugaloo, and he was saying all that. You heard what he was saying.
Right.
What if somebody just would have pulled out a little 22 and pow? Right. You know what I'm saying? And then from that point, it would have been a.
Now, you think it would be the outrage that it is now if it was him?
Nah.
By the whole world, maybe in the black community.
Well, yeah, because like I said, I've seen it on campus for us with the guys putting flags out. I've seen people lose jobs off their comments. I've seen Donald Trump say some stuff. So it's like, I get it, but all in the midst of the same if I ain't been following it, I'll look at it and I'll be like, well, you know what I'm saying? Let me go look at let me go see what For the Culture talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let me upload a video. You know what I mean? So it's with that it's crazy though. Like people are radical and can live like that.
Yeah.
And the outcomes of it, because like I said, we've seen the almost attempt with Donald Trump.
Right.
And then just the fact, like I seen the video, I was like, damn, they got the nigga in the neck. You know what I mean? But I kept on strolling. No disrespect or saying I'm against whatever he does or I just ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But I just seen it and kept going. But I do see how it make everybody else feel. And
just how we just became like you were saying, like we just so desensitized to it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To see that.
And I guess I see the quote unquote racism, but man, like I said, I come from St. Louis, the Midwest. I didn't see racism down there, and then when I got down here, the racism that I seen, like just off the term with somebody, a white person initially just trying to call you a nigga.
Yeah.
My reaction was like laughing because they was saying it wrong or whatnot, but this ain't real racism from.
So I will ask you this: coming from St. Louis back then, you know what I'm saying, and it just to now, do you feel like the racism like down here has got better? Like, is it like just more hidden, or
it's more hidden?
Yeah,
I will say that it's more hidden. It's like hanging with somebody and growing to school with them, riding the bus with them.
You know what?
Seeing them in public.
Not to cut you out, but I just want to talk about something that I noticed. Like when you grow up, it's crazy because when we start off at Oxford, everybody like younger, you 3rd, 4th grade, you don't see none of that really.
None of that.
It is like as soon as like we get to high school and everybody start liking the females or whatever. Yeah. It's just something switch over, and then these same people you've been knowing your whole life, like you was never like this.
The only biggest decision I had when I got to high school was either if you was DX or NWO. You know what I'm saying? And from that choice, hey, for the rest of your life you was judged. But this stuff right here, man, like I said, seeing people you went to school with, played sports with, been through certain scenarios, and then it take one situation like this, and then I'll give you an example. Like I said, I don't care about the situation, no disrespect, but I have nothing to do with it. But then I get on Facebook, and then somebody I grew up with speaking their mind on it, mind you, and I'm just like, oh well, it's Facebook, let me read. And then this dude I grew up with is basically saying, man, fuck y'all niggas. Y'all niggas think this shit funny? I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Right.
That how you feel? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah. And I just keep on strolling because, like I said, I can't control what, how people feel. I only can do me, but it's a weird situation. I see it. It's very weird. That's all I can say, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy times. And this was right before 9/11. So
yeah, that was so September the 10th. That's crazy.
So and then on top of that, in our location, they was saying we was next on tour. Like he was supposed to be coming down here.
Yeah.
So I just imagine if it, not saying it was supposed to happen, but if it was to happen down here in Oxford, boy, I know that junk would have been. Oxford would have been turned up with them little roundabouts. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so.
And it's crazy to see like the person that they got in custody, like a 22-year-old white man.
Man, he got, man, I would say this, man, have more per than one Chuck Taylor's. You know what I'm saying? He got caught off the Chucks in the glasses. Like, god damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that's him. I don't hope that's him, but if that is,
hopefully ain't nobody else.
But if that's him, man, that's horrible. Like, you was not GPSing at all. Like, you didn't go get the black shoes or black gloves or nothing, bro. You put your Wednesday outfit on. You know what I mean? And damn, that's messed up. But A good quote that I used to use from back in the day. It be like that sometimes.
Yeah. It do. And you know what? You know what it make me think about? Black community, bro. Like, we've been through this. Like, this is like somebody being racist on, speaking about black. That's nothing to us. You know what I'm saying? But you can just tell where the country going, the economy. People can't afford stuff anymore. It's like that. I ain't gonna say certain group of people, but when that certain group of people, when they start feeling it, you can tell, because stuff like this start happening. You know what I'm saying? And it's like black community. This ain't never changed for us.
Yeah. It's kind of the norm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all I can say is, man, with that, and it's funny. You're not grinding, plotting, and stacking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah. Like I really, that's the only advice that I can give, or see in this situation with how stuff is going, the price changes, who is really affecting.
Yeah, cause like no lie, bro.
So I'm just telling you, like I see it, but I can't go in just in that detail with it, because it's like that ain't something that I see it, but I just ain't studying it. I just know how not to be part of that stat. You know what I mean? And that's the only advice I can give you is GPS.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Because especially you trying to live in Oxford. Because I'm not gonna lie. Ole Miss Rentals, bro. Like, right now, they got some apartments that's probably about the size of two of my studios.
Yeah.
That's like $1,400 a month.
Yeah, it's real nasty up here, man. But it's the increases of these students. It's the mindsets of these people who just money hungry. And like I said, it was to the point where the east side was like out of the way. Now it's like the east side down there about to be like the city with how everything, you know what I'm saying, the apartments and all that. So it's like, man, you either get with it,
tell them again what they need to be doing.
Grinding, you need to be grinding. You definitely be plotting. You need to be double stacking, because it's a little expensive to, like, even just spots that used to be cheap. Yeah, it's like, let me just slap on a different coat of paint.
Yeah, and we gonna triple the price.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So you outnumbered when more people are agreeing with the price. So that's all I can say.
Man, and it's crazy, and they agreeing with the price, because I mean, they know you want to be here. So what you gonna do? The
crazy part is they agreeing with the price, but at the same time, the Section 8 waiting list is like 3 years long. So that lets you know where people mindsets is. And me saying that, I'll get judged for it, but it's the facts. Like, some people go out, get it, have the money for it, don't care what the background is. I know black people that's in good neighborhoods right now, because they actually grinding and doing what it calls. I know white people, you know what I'm saying, is all the mindset that you have. Yep. Like I said, I know for a fact that the waiting list on the Section 8 in Oxford is 3 years long. Yeah. So it's...
And you know what? I kind of feel bad, because you can, like you said, you can GPS, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a lot of people who just want to work their job and they want to go home to that. You know what I'm saying? They don't... But you shouldn't have to work 2 or 3 jobs to live in Oxford. You shouldn't have to DoorDash on the weekend. You shouldn't have to Uber Eats on the weekend just to be broke.
True. But I come from the debate. I don't like that. That's why I say I don't like to indulge in this stuff, because from my past, I made sure my future, I wouldn't have to think like this. Like, this is why I went and got a degree. This is why I went to college. Not saying that, I'm the perfect one, but like, this is why I went, so I don't have to dwell and worry about, necessarily like trying to choose a side. Like I said, I be trying to be out the way. Like, I don't care what nobody pay or for they rent or where they live, how they live, but I know I prep myself to be in a situation where I'm in now to not have to necessarily worry about funds and the lifestyle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that it is really a decision making thing, but it seems some of the blacks tend to not necessarily lack, but take the easy way out. Like I said, that Section 8 list is 3 years long, and it might be some white people on there, but I bet you it's double the black people. You know what I mean? And not to throw shade on anybody, it's just you can see it. Now, I'll just say this: take away Section 8 in Oxford, and the same way what they did behind Kroger's and tore that place down. Everybody had to leave. They do that to all the Section 8s. What them people gonna do that's in Section 8 is living comfortably with just paying for that car note they got, because you can have a nice car. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do now? You know what I mean? It's not necessarily a mindset. It's just a situational thing of what you want to do and what you want to put yourself in. And some people don't want to be in that situation, and some people comfortable. And it's not a race thing, but just more so of a demo and an area thing. Yeah, like you see somebody else be in a situation where it's like, oh, it's cheap over here. Shit, it's cheap over here. I'm gonna go over here too. You know what I'm saying? Then before you know it, it's cheap over here. But meanwhile, this person's saying, oh, it costs this much. 5 months, I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Nah, everybody want to go over here to where it's cheap at, and then when it get cheap, they don't like how it is because it's overpopulated. So I like I said, I try to stay out of that stuff because I know how to avoid it.
Right.
But not everybody else do, and that's I would say the silent battle of it all, man.
Yeah, because I mean, there's plenty of people who got like degrees and stuff that still can't afford to stay.
Yeah. And that's a true fact too. But it's still, it ain't even necessarily has to do with degree. It's really a decision making. And I done lived on the east side. I done lived on the west side. I can tell you the east side a little cheaper than the west side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I done stayed in a lower end apartment. I done stayed in a higher end apartment, and I done seen the amenities from both and what you can get out of it. And it's just, I don't know, man. When it comes to that, instead of just group, even though you got to put it in a group and say a certain community or a demo, it's like it's an individual thing of like.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Some people don't want a big house, man. Some people want a nice car. Some people don't want a nice car. Some people want a big house. You know what I'm saying? And you can't see that ugly car because it's in the garage. It's however you want to do your money or however you trying to live your life. It's a hard thing, though. I can tell you that.
I agree.
That goes back to me with the political views and everything. Like if you ask me about football, you ask me about the latest episode of wrestling, latest topics like in the podcast world, I can indulge in it because that's what I be following.
Yeah.
When it comes to this stuff, like I said, man, I try to avoid it, and I be in my life.
Yeah. Hey, so basically he said y'all need to be GPS.
Pretty much. The answer to everything in your life is if you're not just GPS, just GPS times 2. And if it don't work, GPS times 3. And eventually it'll get there because I don't be watching other people. You know what I mean? I got a little 5-year-old, and I play the game, play with him, do my little GPS social media stuff, and I just try to stay out the way, and whatever harvest from that I pick, but that's all I be doing.
Right. All right, well, yeah. Now, anything you want to add before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. Hey, anybody looking to do a show, a test trial, we can do 3 episodes, man. Let me know. I got 2 slots open. I don't know when this video will be available, but I'm pretty sure the 2 slots will be open. I'm open to work with anybody. I don't care your views in life or anything. Like, this network is open to anybody. And also, just be on the lookout for them satin jackets that's about to drop when it get cold. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, whether it's me or on his page. And man, just put y'all pride to the side, man. It takes nothing to show love. It takes nothing to show love, but it takes some type of energy to hate. That's all I can tell you. And with that,
that's what it is.
Hey, it's love.